Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Top 10 Trends. Car chases have become somewhat of a modern phenomenon. They're in movies, they're in real life, and they're really dangerous in real life. It's dangerous enough to have two regular people in a car chase, but put a person who's running away from a series of cops in a car chase, and you've basically got a recipe for disaster. Luckily, though, we can look on and gawk at the idiots and the unfortunates who get caught up in these messes because almost every police car in the world has a camera on it. And we live in a surveillance state, so if the police car doesn't have a camera on it, you can guarantee the NSA's got a camera on it somewhere. These are the top 10 police chases caught on camera. Number 10. A dangerous limo ride. So get this, right? Imagine you rent a limousine. You're going to prom or middle school snow dance or kindergarten prom or whatever you go to, and your limo driver's like, you know what? Screw it. I'm gonna go 120 down the freeway today. Cop tries to pull him over. He goes 120. The limo driver actually manages to outmaneuver the cop a couple of times, but he makes the mistake of trying to go down regular surface streets instead of the highway. And he's in a stretch. That's not even like a limo. That's like a stretch Hummer, stretch Cadillac. Something like that. So he can't outmaneuver the cops. So he goes back on the freeway and he starts ramping up his speed to 150 miles an hour. Now, if you know anything about cars, which even I don't know that much about cars, but I know that you can't do that in a limo, and it blows his transmission out, making this huge cloud of smoke. So he starts to lose gears that he can drive into because he's going 150 in a limo. So when he traps himself, he actually backs up and goes down an on-ramp in reverse, backing up the highway in reverse, pulling a flip so he's going the right side down the highway, still backwards, which is impressive at this point, and is going backwards through residential neighborhoods till he slams into a column of trees. But here's the best part. They get him, they arrest him. He was only fleeing because his license was suspended, and he had a friend in the passenger seat who was freaking out the entire time. I tell you what, though, if I'm getting somewhere late and I need to be there real quick, I'm gonna hire this limo company, ask for this driver. Number 9, a real cocky. So this woman, I don't have any context for this clip. It's in LA. This woman is doing donuts around cops to try and piss them off, taunting them, swinging her car at them. She actually, at one point in the clip, she gets out of the car while it's still ghosting and drive to taunt them, then gets back in the car. And honestly, her driving's pretty impressive. They PIT maneuver the car. It's just a Scion. That Scion has like crazy maneuverability, but they PIT maneuver the car, which is where they hit the back end of it to make her flip around the wrong way so they can stop her. Doesn't stop her, puts it in reverse, keeps going. They have to entirely box her in before they just completely rip her out of the car because they want that chase to end. What causes people, you think, to lose their minds this entirely? Is it just a heat out there in LA? Do people just go nuts because their brains get baked? Or are some other kind of baked? I don't know, man. Number 8, free advertising. This one is a nightmare waiting to happen. I like how the cop is just driving, probably report like, yeah, something strange going on the road, or he saw this guy out of the corner of his eye or something, and he gets up close to this truck and he's just dragging an entire stolen soda machine. It's gotta be stolen, right? An entire Coca-Cola soda machine behind him. Look at the sparks on that thing. Just go. At least there's no one else on the road, because this is the worst road hazard. One of the worst road hazards I can imagine besides like a tank. The huge cloud of sparks. Eventually the sparks kind of stop and it's just smoke. The truck starts to try and outmaneuver the cop, and after one of the turns, there's just no more soda machine. It must have just broken off, and the truck is just dragging the chain behind him, and now that's making sparks. Eventually another cop shows up and they manage to pin the driver and they bring an end to the chase. But man, being a cop is all kinds of stressful fun. Stressful fun, not real fun. Stressful insanity, I guess, is closer. Soda lives matter. Number 7, David Blaine's newest magic trick. You guys like street magic? I got one for you. You get yourself into a situation with the police where they're chasing you, right? And you're gonna make the whole car disappear. Now that's a magic trick, and this guy actually manages to pull it off. He does it not once, but twice. First, he eludes cops, almost swinging entirely out of their line of sight. You can see him turning, and he goes down a weird road, and he's almost gone, but you can just see him drift off. Almost gets away on the first attempt. The cops follow him. He starts juking him for some reason. It's not like they're shooting at him. He doesn't have to serpentine, but he does anyway. Then he speeds up. Near the end of the video, he turns left and goes through a fence somehow without breaking it, and is on the other side of the fence, and then drives off into the night, and the cops can't follow him because of the fence. I don't know what happened. It's a bad camera quality, so maybe there was an entrance to the fence and we just can't see it, but you can clearly see the taillights on the other side of the fence, and he just keeps going and there's no broken fence, so they just can't follow him. That's cheating, to be completely honest. That's not fair. But you see what I mean? Wouldn't this make a great promotional video for David Blaine or Chris Angel or any one of those hacks? Number 6. Someone plays way too much GTA. I have some sort of weird twisted respect for this crazy son of a bitch. This guy gets PIT maneuvered and pulls out of it not once, not twice, but 3 times. The first time, he struggles a little bit, but he gets it almost immediately. Watch this. Bam! Like a stunt driver. The second time, literally no problem. Doesn't even stop it. And the female commentator on the video, she says it's like watching a movie. It is like watching a movie. This is nuts. This guy's amazing. Third time they get him, right? They smash him up against the side barrier so his tires blow out. They got him, right? Nope, puts it in reverse, gears it back up to at least 80, flips his car around, starts gunning down the road. There's a little bit of signal interference, that's what all that static is, and eventually they push him into a stop sign. But he doesn't even stop there, he gets into a fist fight with the cops as they're trying to pull him out of the car. It takes, 5, 6 of them to successfully tackle him and take him down to the ground. Clearly a maniac, clearly gonna go to jail, but some sort of twisted respect for this beautifully insane individual. Glad I was nowhere near this. And let's give a shout out to the true VIP of this clip, the E-Bombs World watermark at the bottom. Number 5. I don't even know. This one's really strange. We just start with footage of the guy doing donuts in the middle of a rainy street in LA. Like I said, it just melts your brain out there. He just does donuts, weaves in and out of traffic, is generally dangerous. I don't understand the context of the clip. I don't think they did anything to do this. He just started doing this. Apparently this guy was in the Marines and they trained him how to drive. So that's where he learned how to do this. Although, to be honest, not nearly as impressive as Mustang Man we just watched. So he does all this stuff, right? That's crazy enough. He does all this stuff. He's driving. He's being a jackass. His friends throwing garbage at other people on the road. No respect for this guy, really. And then they pull over, start talking to their friends, and there's a good 8-ish minutes before the cops show up and arrest him. And by then a crowd is gathered and is waiting for them to arrest him. And he's high-fiving his friends and he's saying like bye to his people he knows. This is insane. It's like he knew he made a mistake. It's weird that he didn't go farther. Strange sense of honor, perhaps, from serving in the Marines. I don't know. I have no clue. Number 4, No Way Out. This is another one where the car chase itself, not that crazy. The guy does donuts. He's driving around a shipping container yard. I mean, it's a car chase. It's not boring per se, but the crazy thing is he gets out of the car, climbs up onto the shipping loading equipment, the scaffolding of the equipment, and starts taunting the cops from on top of the scaffolding. He climbed onto the ship-to-shore crane and then stripped naked before he jumped down and killed himself. Morbid. It was a 17-story drop. I don't understand why. It's kind of tragic. He got naked for the cameras too. He clearly lost his mind. Something happened. I don't know if he hurt anyone else. It doesn't seem like he did. Ah, geez. He stole the SUV from a dealership earlier in that day, but he was only 23. Weirdly sad. Number 3, Too Hot to Handle. This one's really short. This guy's driving like a maniac, going through suburban streets, which is just crazy dangerous. Not like our hero, Mustang Man. And he can't handle it. He's not very good at driving, slams into a street pole after a short chase. The pole dents the front of the car. You can see how hard he hits it, and he just kind of drives over it, which causes his car to burst into flames and light on fire. It's at this point he realizes he might have made a mistake, and he tries to bail out of his car. Drunkenly stumbles out of his car. I'm glad he's in jail. He's not the hero we need. Number 2, FedEx f***ery. This guy must have stolen the FedEx truck or something because he's just driving down the road. I don't know if he stole it or not, I guess, but he's just trying to weave it out of traffic. My ideal car for trying to outrun the police would probably not be a FedEx truck. They almost have him out of the car at one point. They've got a gun drawn on him. They go up to the side of the car. The doors open, and then he slams on the gas and drives off. They throw some of those spike strips, blow out his back tires, so he's sending sparks, then they blow out the front tires. The truck is sending up sparks left and right. Looks like it's gonna light on fire. Eventually, he just jumps out of the side of the car. Doesn't even run away, just lays down on his stomach, which is probably the smart thing to do in this situation, unlike the rest of this chase. Number 1, sponsored by Coke. I love this crash. I mean, not as much as whatever. You got your standard high-speed car crash, except it's in a suburban area. See that? Dangerous, weaving right through an intersection on a red light. Got lucky there. Got lucky no one got hurt. Keeps going, gets on the highway, realizes that's probably a smarter decision. Gets off the highway again. Don't see why you would do that when the highway's been good to you so far, but whatever. Gets off the highway almost immediately at the next light. This crash is sponsored by Coca-Cola. You see that? Bam! Perfect advertising campaign. That driver got a promotion even though his truck got smashed because they just got $40 million of free advertising. Eventually all the guys in the car bail out. Looks like there's 3 of them. Maybe the driver couldn't get out, so maybe there's 4, and they all probably get rounded up by the cops. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did like the video, please give it a like down below, and if you want to see more content, subscribe. Do you like watching cops? I don't. I hope you guys are having a great day. Bye-bye.
I have never seen anything like this.